Very good.
Ovidiu Nahoi, Radio France International, Romania. I'm very curious to hear your comments for the rapporteurs regarding the amendment Negrescu-Nica. It's possible to open the door in order to renegotiate the National Plan of Resilience. It's possible to move money from the reforms to the projects. In which measure? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. The amendment that you're talking about was not put to a vote. What was voted today by a large majority is a compromise which foresees the following. Firstly, there is already existing legislation which foresees how to treat investments and reforms from the European Recovery and Resilience Facility. And the existing legislation foresees that investments and reforms can be changed, but on a specific methodology and under very restrictive conditions. And the European Commission has proven throughout the last year that it takes these conditions strictly and it applies them in a very restrictive way. What the European Parliament has decided today by a very large majority is to apply the same methodology also for REPowerEU, to apply the same methodology for REPowerEU investments and reforms should be treated in the same way in which they are treated in the Recovery and Resilience Facility. Through nothing that was done today on REPowerEU has the Parliament touched the rest of the Recovery and Resilience Facility legislation. Thank you very much.
I would like to add that and before the vote, I mean, each member and each group can present their own consideration. I still have a different reading for this particular amendment. But right now we had the vote and we had a majority, and the position right now in the Parliament is clear. We have a trilogue. We need to be a very strong team together, and we will defend the Parliament position. So regardless the previous position that we had and our interpretation, right now we are one team, and I just believe that it will be, together with the Council and Commission, one team, that means Team Europe, in the interest of the citizens. Thank you.
Thank you. One last chance for questions.
Hi, Laura Zornoza for the Spanish news agency EFE. My question is on the calendar that Mr. Muresan has suggested. You've said that the goal is to finish by the end of the year. What are the odds that this could be done, taking into account that there's two big institutions negotiating, and what would be the consequences of not getting it done in that time frame?
Confident, huh?
With the European Parliament, we understand that people need to be helped. Energy crisis is now, it is not tomorrow. We are committed to finalizing work fast. This is why next week we will start the final negotiations with the Council. I can tell you that divergences, differences between the Council and Parliament are not big this time. Our objective is to finish this by the end of the year. The negotiating team of the Parliament will do all in our power to finish this before the end of the year.
Just want to add one bit of a response. I believe that given the fact exactly what Siegfried mentioned, that the differences are not that big, that the governments should already plan in accordance to have the schemes and the help ready based on what we are preparing and negotiating, so that they can actually implement it as soon as January next year. That's one important message, and I don't think that we need to wait for the publication in the official journal to have already start preparation for the implementation of what is a very urgent program.
Absolutely. So just to confirm on our end that everything is prepared for the first trilogue negotiations to happen immediately within a week, then also a second one a week later. So we are expecting an agreement to be reached before Christmas. And this is important because in all European councils that I have attended since this legislative proposal was put on the table, prime ministers have themselves in their communication to their citizens said that this is important part of the legislative infrastructure that we are using in order to respond to this crisis. And